Hey y'all, it's Dino Sams and welcome to my channel. So today we are building the Lover House in The Sims 4. If you are a Swiftie, then you already know why the Lover House is so special and so important. And if you're not a Swiftie, then you probably have no interest in knowing the lore on the Lover House anyways. So I'll just leave it at that. Before we get into this little speed build video, I do want to point out that this house that you see right here is not the same house that you're going to see in the speed build. I'm not trying to pull one over on anybody. I really did build them both. I built everything that you see in this video. However, there was always an issue with my lots loading, or like the game would crash. Like, I kid you not, I probably built this house like 6 times just because there was always an issue, always something to where I had to build it again. So I was pretty fed up and just lazy at the point of the video that you're about to see, because I had done it so many times over and over and over again. So at that point, like I said, it's just me throwing some things together, trying to just get it for the sake of the video. But at the end of the video, when you see like the reveal and the final product, hopefully it gives you a little bit of redemption, just because that was the original house that I made, and that's when I put in the absolute most effort. So let's just get into this. You would think after me having to build this time and time again that I would have a better understanding of like how to build the roof, but it was so complicated every single time. It was just as hard the 6th, 7th, 8th time as it was the very first time. Like, I could not remember how I did it, and I was just like spending way too much time on the roof. I probably spent in real time when it's not sped up. Dude, I'm not even joking. I probably spent like 45 minutes just on the roof alone. Obviously, it's not going to look like that in the video since it is at speed times 25, but it took a lot out of me. I was like done with this build the first time after the roof, let alone the 9,000th time. It was also kind of hard to gauge like how big I wanted the rooms to be. I was trying to do this off of memory, so it wasn't like I had a reference picture or anything. I was just going based off of what I remembered the house to be. You can see that I like tried and I couldn't do it, and I couldn't even remember how many stories were in the house the first time. And by the first time, I mean the first time of the 8th, 9th, 10th time. Because this whole thing was a mess. So I ended up bulldozing it and doing it again. As you can see, I feel like I had a better understanding this time around of how the roof went, so that went pretty smoothly that time. It was just like trying to gauge how big the room should be and trying to remember like what order the colors were in. I was impressed that I'm pretty sure I did the colors in the correct order. I did green in the bottom left. I did, what was it, purple in the bottom right. Anyways, you'll see how it all pans out. But what drove me crazy though, even more than the roof almost, was just the different colors like in the game. Like, you see this coffee table is like not the same shade of wood that's on the couch, that's on the lamps. Like, it was just, my OCD was going all over the place. But like I said, at this point I was over it. I was just trying to get through the build just to have something to show you, to show that I built the Lover House without like it just being a picture. I did try to do the little entryway, but I was like, you know what, it'll show up in the reveal anyways, because that's what I did the first time, and then I was struggling to get it to look like how it did the first time I did it. So like I said, you'd think I'd be like a pro at this after so many attempts of it, but I really wasn't. The rug in this orange room was like, oh, it's kind of ugly, and I probably should have used a more juvenile rug, but none of them were like the right colors. They were all like reddish colors, or just not the right shade, which is kind of funny anyways if you think about it, because this orange room is supposed to represent Fearless, but it more so represents like none of her albums, because Fearless is gold or yellow and that room is orange. We don't have an orange album. The red room ended up being more maroon color, which drives me crazy looking at this speed build, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Times were tough. Headaches were headaching, you know? I had so much fun with the 1989 room though. That was the one room that I was actually glad to do over and over again, just because there was not much to it in the first place, and I just love sizing up random objects in The Sims. So when I get an excuse to like size up this giant fish bowl, it just gave me all the happiness every time. I think I did too much purple in the lover room for this, but I did try to slap some hearts on the wall so it was like more lover. Reputation attic, way too big, way too gigantic. Definitely a big fail on my part, and I was just so lazy. But here we are, we're at the reveal, and this is what I built the first time, which was not so horrendous. So you got the little rooms. I loved how I made the room smaller, I'm just saying, because it looks less ridiculous when you have less room to fill, and everything fits more neatly and organized. I loved that I put more attention to the reputation attic, and I also love how this house looks at night when you have all the lights adjusted to the color of the era. I just think it's so adorable. And then I made it snow, so it was like it was inside the snow globe. It was so cute at night outside. Like, despite everything that you've seen in this speed build, despite all my aggravations of having to do it over and over again, I do say that I'm proud of it, and I think that it looks cute from this distance anyways. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.